All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's fantastic to have you join us today for this webinar. While RepQuote's feature has been has been a part of our product landscape for the past 6 months, we believe that there's always something new to discover and discuss. So today we're going to kind of go through an introduction of the feature of RepQuotes. So that way you guys have a good understanding of what the feature is and why it's a game changer. And then we're going to go through on how to use it effectively, learn how to navigate, implement, and maximize the potential of this feature. And then we're also going to kind of talk to you guys the real life case studies. So, how our current customers are leveraging this feature and how to drive success and achieve remarkable results with RepQuotes. I have Justice here, who is a part of the customer success team here with me, and we're happy to kind of go through some of these features with you. And if there's any questions, we would love anything in the chat, and we'll try to answer them as we go.
Awesome. Let's jump into it. I like that it's like the flagship tool inside of our platform, but it so often gets overlooked by people putting the customer-facing version of the tool onto their website and forgetting that your reps having this in their hands and in their pockets on their phones is priceless and a huge part of the tool that sometimes does get overlooked, and we would hate for that to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what is RepQuotes? The beautiful piece about RepQuotes is it's right in the portal. You can generate instant quotes in the RepQuote portal without submitting a lead form. So there's a lot of different reasons why this would be awesome to have. A lot of it could be attention grabbing for customers. And then also provide suggested custom slope data for every structure. So it can identify up to 10 structures per address, and it will be able to detect the slope or suggested slope on the customer side. We do not have a limit as far as how many users you can allow a login for your portal. And then it's unlimited instant quotes from anywhere. So that's the beautiful piece. Another tip, Justice, if you want to kind of explain that, we do have, it is a web address that you log into your portal, but you can easily make it into something that's easier to use on your phone by creating an app as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can very simply go in and save a website rather than saving it to your bookmarks. You can save it to the home page of your cell phone, so it appears as an app on your phone. You don't have to open your web browser and then search for it. You simply click on the button. It'll take you straight to the URL, and your rep could then log in to Roofle, jump into RepQuotes, and go ahead and generate an instant quote based on the products you've already put together. The same experience that the customer would have, except without the need to put in that customer's contact information. It leaves this as a really excellent opportunity for sales reps, maybe out at trade shows, at events, or just out in general life. Somebody, obviously a good salesperson is going to get into conversations with anyone around them. And if that turns towards roofing, they can very quickly and easily just pull out their phone. Hey, what's your address? Let me figure it out, and give them a ballpark estimate right there on the spot at a bar watching a baseball game or at any other point, really. It's just a very convenient tool for your reps to have for a marketing standpoint, as well as just from a direct sales standpoint in the specific confines of their role.
Yeah, great points. I appreciate that. Some awesome RepQuote features. So we're going to kind of go through some of the main features that we see utilized the most and communicated the most. And we talked about that slope feature. So this is going to be on the RepQuote side, where it is actually going to give you the identified slope. So as you can see here, it's going to automatically detect, suggest the predominant slope for every structure that is in that address. This is making the instant quote experience easier and definitely more accurate than ever. So this is just a great example, and we'll go through some more examples as far as what we can identify when putting in an address, and we recommend giving it a try if you haven't before.
Yeah, and besides just the slope, you can also go in and adjust the actual square footage on the roof that you are getting an estimate on. Maybe they've got an attached garage that was a later addition to the house that doesn't need to be included in the quote. You can go ahead and get that removed. Or if there's a separate structure, or if they customer is planning to have a structure built in their yard by the time you get there to do your quote, you can draw out a roof from thin air. You can draw out as many as you want if you need to, as long as you know what the slope is planning to be for that roof. You can go ahead and sketch it out and get an estimate for a roof that's not even there yet. You have a lot of opportunity to manipulate this tool to suit your needs depending on the circumstances.
Great point. Appreciate that. So RepQuote feature that we're going to just talk about is all users have their own personal lead dashboard. So what's nice about this is as a rep logged into their portal, any lead that they capture, that automatically gets assigned to themselves. So now they have lead statuses with easy viewing and organization, so they can mark those as, open, closed. Maybe they didn't necessarily get the deal. So what's nice is they have the filtering capability and being able to see their leads active and live. And then another cool feature that we're going to kind of lead next to is you can easily send customized quotes from their email. So you can connect your email so it's coming straight from you, and then you can send financing invitations as well. So this is the next feature that we're talking about is being able to customize those emails right in RepQuotes. So this is an example, and we'll go through a live demonstration. But this is the pop-up that once you are in RepQuotes and you email, let's say that customer a quote, you'd be able to add in any type of additional comments or anything that you would want. The nice thing too is you can make them a default text setting. So as you can see here, there is a little checked box, and again, we'll go through it in a live demonstration, but that text will then simply come up every single time. You can quickly make an edit if it's just, making an edit for the customer's name, and then sending those instant quotes even easier. And then on there too, on the very bottom corner, you'll notice that there's a simple way for ordering a detailed measurement with EagleView or GIF Quick Measure. So you can see here, we just kind of popped it out of that corner. And again, we'll go through that live demonstration, but that's just making, again, this experience that much better. So once you're moving to that finalized measurement piece, you can include those details, or if the quote is only good for 30 days, you can absolutely add this type of documentation within this email. Am I missing anything before we?
No, just that this is a super powerful tool for your sales reps to keep everything in one place and to take that lead from original generation to completion without really having to leave the platform, and with having everything convenient and at their disposal. If they need to order measurements, if they get that far into the lead, they can order the measurements right from that lead page. They can send the details over to their customer directly from that lead page, or they can invite the customer to apply for financing for that project directly from that lead page. It just really puts everything into their hands, and a really powerful but extremely simple tool that makes it just really easy for your sales guys to get their job done without having to worry about too many other details.
Absolutely. Good points. And then again, we're kind of talking about that sending information as far as like financing. So giving your employees access to Contractor Loan Pro to stay informed on their customers' financing statuses. So as they're sending loan application invitations, they can simply see here right in the recent activity center that, where that customer is on that process. So then that way they can help every step of the way as well. The nice thing too is you're going to notice that we've implemented a nice little button here, and that button is for your sales reps or anybody to send a loan invitation to anybody. It doesn't require a measurement or a roof. So again, what's nice with this is if there's other projects that you're doing in hand with a roof, you can absolutely include that and finance that as well.
It also doesn't require an existing lead, which is very convenient if a sales rep is talking to a customer who maybe their first question is, I'm going to have to finance this job. Will I get approved? Well, before you bog them down with contact information, with anything else, you can just answer that question. Say, yeah, give me your email address or phone number. I'll get you an application. It's a 2-minute process. You can see if they don't get approved for financing, if that's the deciding factor, saves everybody time. If they do get approved for financing, well, you've already got their financing information squared away and you've already got them committed with you. They've already taken out a soft pull on their credit with you to see if they can move forward. Very easy step to then proceed into the rest of the sale. So very important that this is a separate way to get applications to your customers.
I would say this is probably talking to customers and implementing it with their sales staff and doing trainings. This is the most exciting feature that I think Rep Quotes from a rep standpoint has been. So
Yep.
Very exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
Now let's show you the action. So we're going to just simply add to the stage is this is my login to my own Rep Quote portal. So again, it's very limited. So if you are an admin user on your account, you'll notice that this is very limited for the sales reps. You don't have to give them necessary access to Contractor Loan Pro. So if it's not something that you have active, it's not a big deal. That financing tab won't be there. It won't be accessible. So I think you had a really good point, Justice, and it was talking about the being able to kind of edit that roof structure. Let's say if it's identifying a structure that you don't necessarily want to do. So I'm going to do an address here that has a structure over the decking that wouldn't necessarily be like an asphalt shingle. So I'm going to just grab one that I'm familiar with here. So on this structure here, it is identifying a structure over the decking. Now it is not an asphalt roof over that decking. It is just simply some metal roofing that's just again just something simple. So what if this was the case? You would either take that off, so it's identifying it as a second structure. But let's say if it wasn't, you can simply go to Edit Roof. And this is where you'd be able to make those movements. So this again is another part of that roof that's not really going to be part of the measurements. So as we kind of toggle here, you'll simply and easily just make those markings and change that shape of that roof. And once you know that you've taken everything off that necessarily isn't included, you'll just simply do save. And then again, I know that this isn't necessary, so we're just going to uncheck that. And what that's going to do is it's not going to include it in that final measurement. And then you can see here it is doing a custom suggested slope here. So very nice piece. If it wasn't, if you're at the home and you're noticing that for some reason, if it doesn't give you an estimate, you have that capability to choose as well. If it doesn't detect the slope, it will automatically choose medium for you. And we'll just go create. And then as we scroll down, you'll see the pricing that is going to be based on the products. Now, as a rep version, I'm not going to have access to change any of the product pricing or any of those things that is automatically set up by the admin, but they are going to see all of the products that you would want to quote instantly for customers. We'll simply go send email. And then if it is not, so if you don't choose to do a lead capture, it's going to enter in your email. So you'll want to make sure that you change that from your email address because it will not go through. It's going to try to send it from my email to myself. So it doesn't necessarily work. So you are going to want to put in customer's email information. You do have the option to show the square footage. That is something that's completely up to you guys. We always like to keep that off. And then here you can see that I had saved a default message here that would be simple for me just to completely, add in a name or make any adjustments that I need. And then as we scroll down, you can also have another text with, you can potentially put in any links, change any of that verbiage, and then you have that capability to save that as a default as well. Another nice piece within Rep Quotes is you have the capability to turn on more products. So if, let's say, your canvassing team is outdoor knocking and the customer is interested in getting a quote, but they're interested in 3 different products, you can include that with one simple email. So now you can say, hey, here's a quote for the repair service. You're going to have a comparison of 2 different products as well. And then if you open up the products description, you can choose to include or leave out anything that you don't want. So if you want to hide the price, you can absolutely do that within this. And then you just simply press send, and that goes straight to the customer. And you could just still be just sitting on their doorstep talking to them through their door or outside without actually getting up on that roof. But this is a great tool. We see a lot of use with it in different ways. So that's something that we would love to kind of discuss with you just to open it up. So, again, we mentioned canvassing teams and how powerful it would be for your canvassing teams to give an instant quote around projects that are currently going on, or even just in neighborhoods where you're door knocking for storm damage as well. And that is something that we're hearing and seeing and experiencing from friends and people that are in the business that, even though it's an insurance job, door knocking, having an instant quote to hand your customer goes so much further, especially when they're being directed to grab 2 to 3 quotes from their insurance companies and things like that. And then Justice, I'm sure you've heard of different ways that rep quotes is being used successfully as well.
Oh yeah, and it's such an interesting and unique tool that gives you some opportunities that are missed by a lot of contractors. We all think that it's a better idea to go speak with a customer face to face and then present them with a price. The way that the world is moving now, everyone wants to see a price before they bother to have a conversation. And if all the roofers in your area are not doing that, you giving them a ballpark estimate of what their roof is going to cost, it puts you ahead of the pack, and they immediately will have trust with you on the, from the front end basis of you're willing to present a price. You don't need to come out and talk to them first. And on the other hand, we know that a lot of these consumers have no idea what a roof is going to cost. They have no idea if it's going to be $5,000 or $35,000. If they're outside of the industry, they might be clueless. You giving them this tool will give them that confidence in your company that, okay, now I have a decent idea of what I can expect to spend. Further than that, just to use rep quotes as a unique tool for your sales team, you have the opportunity, each of your sales reps, if they go to the My Profile section of their portal, they will find that they have a unique URL tag that they can put at the end. You can get with our tech team. It's really straightforward process. You can build landing pages for all of your sales reps that have a Roof Quote Pro tool built into it that is attached to that little URL string. So if a customer uses that string to make a QR code, for instance, they can have a QR code on a koozie, they can have it on a hat, they can have it on their truck, anywhere. Any customer who zaps that QR code is going to go not only to your company website to get an instant estimate, but that lead will be attached to that specific rep. That's also a super powerful way to do it. Again, for these reps out in the field trying to get anything they can get at a coffee shop, at a sports event, anytime, anywhere, if they've got their QR code with them, hand it to the person sitting next to them, get an instant quote on your phone, and they already have a lead built into their portal here. Any leads that come through that QR code will be piled into their personal dashboard, and then they can go and reach back out to them during the normal business week as needed. But yeah, that's a super cool feature. The way that you can link it in with each rep is very unique and extremely useful to them in the field, and then to yourself as a business owner, getting your guys the tools that they need to be successful.
Absolutely. Great point. I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I definitely probably would have missed that. And again, if this is something that you're looking to, have, I don't even know the word, implemented, absolutely, please reach out to our team. We're knowledgeable in how to get this to work. The other part too is that we offer training. So we understand you guys are busy. The season may be starting to get down to like the close at the end of the season, but we do offer trainings for your sales reps, so absolutely reach out to either Justice or I. We would love to be able to kind of get this implemented on your sales teams. It's definitely an awesome and powerful tool. So if you're not currently using it, I definitely recommend you reaching out and seeing how we can help you kind of utilize it better.
Yeah, send us your sales teams. Let us train them up. Let us make sure that they know what they're doing so you don't have to stress about it. It's what we're here for. And then besides that, get on the Roofing Made Simple Facebook. Let us know how you are using rep quotes. If it's not something that we mentioned already, share with the rest of the group. That's why we have the community. We want to know, and we can always learn different ways that we can improve. We get all of our recommendations for improvements from our users. We do listen. We've got updates coming through the end of the year. We've got some big ones. We always listen. We're always trying to make it better. So tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you want to be doing. We want to hear it.
Yes, and have a great day, and hope you guys are having an awesome start of your week.
All right. See you, Courtney.